My name is Elizabeth Ansbro, and I graduated from St. Mary's in the class of 2009. I'm so excited to be here this morning to introduce today's chapel speaker and one of my oldest friends, Kate Smith Mallory, from the class of 2007. As one of my oldest and closest friends, Kate has taught me many lessons in life. Since Kate was 2 classes above me at St. Mary's, I was lucky in that she got to do everything first, and thus was able to tell me important things like how to get on certain teachers' good sides or ask boys to enter formal in the least awkward way possible. Beyond St. Mary's, Kate has also taught me the importance of hard work, determination, and following your dreams. After graduating from the University of Virginia with a bachelor's degree in art history, Kate went on to teach junior kindergarten at Presbyterian Day School. Kate spent a majority of her days with wild 4-year-old boys, yet still went on to take night classes in order to earn a master's in education from CBU. But her hard work didn't stop there. After PDS, Kate decided to explore another passion and pursue a degree in counseling. Kate is now in her 3rd year at Wake Forest University, where she is studying clinical mental health. Upon graduation, she hopes to help others navigate life's challenges and reach their full potential. Kind of like Ms. Parker and Ms. House do here. I know Kate will have many lessons to share with all of us today, so please join me in welcoming my friend, Kate Mallory.
Good morning, and thank you first to my friend Elizabeth for her thoughtful introduction, and thank you to St. Mary's for inviting me to speak to you this morning. I am truly humbled and honored to be with you. My name is Kate Mallory, and I am a recovering perfectionist. I bet that some of you can relate. An intense fear of failing that exam, a fear of speaking up in class or to that boy and saying the wrong thing. Sometimes perfectionism can keep you from pursuing what you really want for fear of failure, or it can cause you to push yourself too hard just to make sure that you're good enough. I know these feelings all too well, and I want to share with you some things that I have learned along the way. I have learned that mistakes do not equal failure, and that failure does not define you. I have learned that trusting yourself is one of the most important choices you can make for you and for others. And I've learned that you can't control the future, so you might as well enjoy the journey. One of my best lessons came at the beginning of my 1st year teaching at PDS. I was excited, I was nervous, and a lot of me couldn't believe that I was old enough to have a real job in the real world. Is this real life? Of course, I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be my best. I wanted to try my absolute hardest. I wanted to leave no doubt for myself that I had not failed. So it came time to have our first class party. You remember those in early childhood, parents would come, you'd do activities and crafts. Often donuts are involved. I volunteered to order and pick up the donuts. Sounds simple enough, right? About a week before the party, I called Gibson's, of course, and ordered 8 dozen donuts, 2 for each of the 4 classes, to be picked up the morning of the party. Great. The morning of the party arrived, and I pulled up to Gibson's bright and early, ready to fulfill my duty. Upon entering the store, I looked around in amazement at the donut business they do. There were boxes and boxes and boxes of donuts piled high on every table, every counter, every booth cushion in the entire restaurant. I expressed my awe to the cashier, saying, "I had no idea y'all did this much donut business in the morning," to which he replied, "Oh no, not every morning. Some lady at PDS called and ordered 80 dozen donuts." My heart stopped. Yes, that lady was me. The order had gotten confused, and I had to call my brand new boss while she was still at home early in the morning and explain the mishap, and that PDS now owed $1,000 more than expected. That was it, I thought. I might as well pack up my lamp and head out when I got back to school because surely I would be fired. After recruiting several teacher friends to help me haul the 960 donuts to school, our cars never smelt the same after that, we put our heads together and thought about how we could try to find some good in this situation and recommended that we deliver the donuts to police and fire stations throughout Memphis. My boss extended grace to me. I was not fired, and I learned an invaluable lesson, that a mistake and a failure are not the same thing, and a perceived failure does not define your worth. This brings me to my next point, which is to trust your worth and trust yourself. You are your own best barometer for what you want in life, what you need, and what choices you should make. We spend so much time second-guessing ourselves or wondering if someone else is doing it better. The truth is, everyone's right choices are different, and often there are lots of right choices to be had. Saying trust yourself is easy, but actually doing it is really hard. There's a quotation that I like that shows my inner kindergarten teacher, so just bear with me as I read it to you from Marjorie Williams' The Velveteen Rabbit, when the skin horse explains to Rabbit what it means to truly be real. "It doesn't happen all at once," said the skin horse. "You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't often happen to people who break easily or have sharp edges or have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off and your eyes drop out and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly except to people who don't understand." Finding your real self doesn't happen overnight, but I can tell you that you're already well on your way. Your teachers, your parents, and your friends are here to support you in finding your real selves, and it's often just life, experience, and yes, the mistakes you make that help reveal your real self to you. Life is going to happen, and you can either embrace it or fear it. And I feel like for a long time, I feared it because it was something that I couldn't control. I worried that life might mess up my perfect plans. Then I learned that worrying only made me miserable. So I learned to embrace the change. Change will come, and it will be good, bad, and everything in between. And the sooner you can start to learn to ride the waves of change rather than fight against them, the happier you will be. When I was teaching, something in the back of my mind continually told me that I wanted to go into counseling. Working through various issues with students and with their families solidified this desire. At the time, I was teaching full-time and going to class 3 nights a week for 4 hours each to complete my master's in early childhood education. Why not throw another master's degree on top of that? So that's what I did. In order to meet my goals as quickly and efficiently as possible and to prove to myself that I could, and to avoid any possible life changes that could throw me off course, I put myself in the position of working full-time and doing 2 graduate programs at once. It was tough. I took it one day at a time because that's all I could do. I did it, but I missed a lot during that time. In order to uphold the standards I had set for myself academically and professionally, other areas had to give, and I felt the stress. I didn't enjoy social or family events as much as I should have because my mind was constantly reeling about my students, parents, my classroom, assignments, and papers. Quickly, I learned that I did not want to live simply by existing from one item on my to-do list to the next. I tapered my schedule down after that first semester. I share this not to discourage you from hard work, because I firmly believe that you build a foundation at St. Mary's upon which you can achieve whatever you wish. However, I do think it's important to develop a habit of stopping and thinking about the balance in your life. The right choice for me was to take it a step slower. I had to step back, not look at slowing down as a failure, and I had to trust myself. I also had to accept that I couldn't do it all on my own. I'm incredibly thankful to have a loving husband, family, and friends who supported me every step of the way. Don't be afraid to stop and ask for help. Life will happen and you will face challenges and opportunities that you didn't see coming. And it's all easier to face with the support from others than by yourself. We can't control the future and we don't have a crystal ball. So knowing your heart will serve as your lighthouse in the changing tides. While at St. Mary's, I learned to set goals, pursue relationships, get involved, and give back. Learning that I don't have to meet those goals as fast as possible and perfectly every time has been a work in progress. Learning that when I fall short or don't get anywhere close to meeting those goals, that it's okay has been the greatest blessing for me. It has allowed me to enjoy where I am in the moment, rather than thinking, oh, everything will be okay once I finish X, or it will all be all right once I get to Y stage. This, right now, is your life. And although I know most of you wouldn't be choosing to spend it listening to me, I appreciate the opportunity to be with you and hope that you can take this time to relax and enjoy the company of your friends and teachers in this room with you right now. It's a work in progress. So think about what defines you. The next time you're worried about making a mistake, ask yourself, does this really matter? Does how I perform on this affect who I am on the inside? Use these questions to remind yourself of what's truly important. When you are thinking about what choices to make or path to take, think about what you need. Take time to listen to your heart and to your body, and trust it to let you know if you're ready to go or if you need a break. What is the real inside your heart when all of the successes, the failures, the appearances, and the other stuff is rubbed away? Doing so will help you to enjoy all of the wonderful journeys that life has in store. Thank you.